Well, that of course is the Farm Kenya marketplace, and of course the commodity prices from right across the country. This week focusing on onions, that is dry onions. Well, today we have been taking you through different aspects of the productivity focus in agriculture, and of course we know that this is driven largely by innovation and of course technology, getting quality inputs, and of course having experts. Now, the one place that you can find all this and soon, well, that is expected to be at the Agritech Africa event and exhibition this week at the Kenyatta International Convention Center. But well, I'll let the experts tell you about it themselves. Here in studio to talk to us about just that and much, much more, Mr. Sanyal Desai. He's the CEO of Radical Communications, who are the lead organizer of the event, and Joel Mitira, who is Senior Policy Support Specialist from the Food and Agriculture Organization, that is FAO, who will share the insights on just what to expect. Well, Mr. Sanyal, second time round, karibu sana. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we had this conversation last year, and it was a fantastic event. Tell me, what do you think was the highlight of last year's event?
So before I begin,
Yes.
let me share that today, on 11th, we are reaching a milestone.
Yes.
Because this will be the 10th edition
really?
in Kenya of Agritech Africa.
Congratulations.
So using this platform, I would like to thank all the Kenyan and East African community to support our initiative, which we started in 2014. We always try to bring the latest innovation and technology in the field of agriculture, dairy, livestock and grain, which can be useful for the small scale, medium scale and large scale farmer of not only in Kenya but also East African community. Last year I was here with you and we talked about the 9th edition.
Yes.
And it was a fantastic response. We got a lot of repeat participation in this edition. So it shows the success that when you get the repeat participation from the previous exhibitors, they show a lot of confidence on our exhibition and whatever exercise we do in terms of exhibition and conference, and they are coming with a big bang. This 10th edition, we are going to have about 180 plus exhibitors. We are covering 3 different segments, like Agritech is the main umbrella, but under Agritech we have dairy, livestock, poultry and as well as grain. So overall we are bringing 175 or 180 plus exhibitors from 10 plus country in this edition of Agritech Africa. So thank you so much all the stakeholders of Kenya and East African community for your wonderful support to Agritech. Special mention to Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock for their continuous support to us, and obviously the association like FAO and the Smash Foundation and other a lot of local association who has been supporting our initiative since years now. Thank you.
And of course to mention that we here at Farm Kenyans have been your steadfast partners for quite a bit of that as well. And of course on into the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for believing in us, thus far. Now I want to bring you into the conversation, Joel. Essentially the fact of the matter is that for a lot of people in the agriculture space, for a lot of people who are farming, for a lot of people who are playing different roles across that market system, their main concern is improving productivity, improving efficiency, becoming more productive. How can events like this help them reach their objectives?
Thank you, and I also want to thank the Standard Group for inviting us into this conversation. FAO leads global efforts in the fight against poverty. And we are also championing the agri-food systems transformation. That transformation, ideally, the most important constant is actually technology. It's about innovations, because agri-food systems transformation is about changing and transforming how we produce food, how we process it, how we store it, how we value add it, and finally how we consume. So technology is a very important factor in that transformation. And more important for us also the youth angle, the participation of young people who drive technology. So for purposes of this exhibition, FAO will be partnering with the government in showcasing technologies that can bring and mainstream youth, young people, in agriculture. So technology is a core ingredient for increasing productivity, production and productivity across the value chains in agriculture, because that's one of the major challenges. So technology is key, and then finally bringing the young people, the energy, the innovations. The average farmer, is talk that is probably about 70 years old.
Yes.
So he's retiring with the crop, with agriculture.
Yes.
So one way to rebooting agriculture is to make it cool, and technology is the way to go it, so that young people can get involved and create livelihood support systems from agriculture broadly, covering crops, livestock, fisheries, cooperative movement as well. There are significant opportunities for young people,
yes,
young women, young men, people living with disabilities,
yes,
to actually eke out a decent living out of that ecosystem using technology as the entry point.
Sanyal, back to you. When you think about this event and the different iterations you've had, you must have figured out who your audience is, the person you're speaking to, at the different positions, at the different places, at the different roles in the value chains, in the food systems, in the routes to market. Where are you targeting? Do you have something for everybody, and what role can then this event play in enabling those people to speak to their work more efficiently and to their customers?
See, honestly, when we started our journey, we were not knowing much about the Kenya and the East African agriculture. So we started with the company who is looking for a dealer distributor network, because first edition you obviously come with a lot of international companies, those who wants to establish their business in Kenya and East Africa. So when we started, it was more of an international company, and slowly and gradually when we have grown, 4th edition, 5th edition, even those companies have appointed their dealer distributor network.
Yes.
So I can say now Agritech Africa is completely a B2C. We are also bringing a lot of international exhibitors.
Yes.
So we are bringing a lot of dealer distributor as well. But same time for the local companies and the companies who are targeting progressive farmers, a big numbers of farmers, we are also inviting farmers from across Kenya.
Yes.
We are mobilizing them. We are doing a lot of promotions to bring them on board, so that they can understand what technology exhibitors are showcasing. So now I can say it's now purely B2B as well as B2C exhibitions.
And do you think the farmers are being receptive? Are they showing that they actually want to play at the global level when it comes to application of technology and innovation?
Absolutely. If because our team always takes the testimonial of the farmers who is visiting the show, and the kind of knowledge they share with us, with our exhibitors. Sometimes our exhibitors are also very shocked that even the small scale farmers knows about the technology. We are here to showcase that technology so that they can implement those technology into their farm for better production, less wastage. But really the farmers of Kenya has got tremendous knowledge. Only thing, to implement those knowledge into reality in their farms, I think such kind of events and exhibition and conferences is required in Kenya.
Really interesting thoughts right there. We want to go on a short commercial break, but on the other side, I think we'll start to get into just what exactly people can expect. But that, of course, is in just about 2 minutes. We want to go on that short break now. We'll see you on the other side in just 2 minutes. Well, thank you for joining us on this second part of the show. Of course, the conversation continues here on Farm Kenya. The CEO of Radical Communications still here in studio. The organization, of course, being the lead organizer of the Agritech event that is taking place here in Nairobi, bringing in exhibitors and, of course, collaborators and stakeholders from all across the world, all across Africa, all here to talk about matters agriculture and agriculture technology. And of course, Joel Mitira, Senior Policy Support Analyst from the Food and Agriculture Organization, that is FAO, still here in studio to give us insights into this conversation. I want to start off with you, Sanyal, yet again. And at the point where we left off the conversation was, this is the 10th iteration of this event. What's different from last year? What are the highlights?
Okay, so this time different is, previously we used to have Agritech, dairy, livestock, poultry in Savo Hall and the other 2 halls down. This time we have grown and we have brought a lot of companies from grain and poultry sector. So now we have a tent which is in courtyard outside the Savo Hall. There is a courtyard in KSCC. So we have built a tent showcasing the dairy, livestock and poultry companies in that specially tent. So we have grown in terms of exhibitors, and especially in grain and livestock we have many more new companies who is showcasing the technology. And apart from that, we have a lot of live demonstration of tractors and farm implements in the courtyard. So overall I would say that the technology which we are bringing, it is quite different than the previous edition, and it can for the small scale farmer as well, because if we see the overall, we have a more small scale farmers in Kenya and East Africa. So the technology which showcasing by our exhibitors, it is for small scale farmers. What our team does basically, I was just talking to Mr. Jolly in the break that we don't bring exhibitors like this. We know what is the requirement of farmers in Kenya, in East Africa. We talk to our exhibitors. Our team take that pain to talk to our exhibitors and tell them that, okay, this technology you should bring in Kenya. Then only it will solve the purpose of farmers or the agriculture stakeholders visiting the show. So it's a whole exercise which we do and bring the best and latest technology which is in the benefit of the farmers of Kenya and East Africa.
Well, let's come to you, Jola. And the truth of the matter has been that for a lot of farmers, the main concerns they have is cost, capital, and essentially how this will work out in terms of returns on investment and that sort of thing. Do you think we are in a good place policy-wise to encourage the farmers to make those sorts of investments? And are we supporting them to be able to take up this technology? Are we supporting them enough?
Yes, you're right. Farmers in Kenya are facing a lot of challenges, primarily because production in Kenya is largely smallholder.
Yes.
Smallholder means small parcels of land, an average an hectare or 2.5 acres. So the economics of it is very sensitive to cost of finance.
Yes.
And support mechanisms that exist to support the smallholder farmers. 80% of 70% of production is also driven by that constituency. So it means there are challenges, but it also offers that catchment, that demography of farmers, offers our best chance to address issues of food and nutrition security.
Yes.
If we get it right with the smallholder farmers, then the issues of food and nutrition security will be resolved rather quickly. And therefore, the issue of supporting farmers to be able to produce efficiently is critical. And that's why government is turning out interventions, including e-subsidy schemes.
Yes.
FAO, for example, is working with the government, like I mentioned, on a technological system, the Kenya Information Management, the Agriculture Information Management System, the so-called KIAMIS, where we mobilize and register and get to know who the farmers here are, so that it can be provided with services, including subsidy schemes for themselves.
Yes.
That's one way of getting it easy for the farmers to produce better and more efficiently. The other things that government is rolling out and is extension system. I think 1 year ago or thereabout, the government launched an extension framework policy, again to deploy technology and other services that could help the smallholder farmers to be able to produce more. CARO is and other research organizations are also thinking about, or rather trying to resolve the issue of soil health. These are the ingredients that will make it possible for farmers to produce better, more efficiently, and resolve the constraints that exist. But for sure, policy is evolutionary. There are things that are coming on board, climate change impact, and how we can support farmers with the government. The government can support farmers to be able to be more adaptive to use climate smart technologies, disease and climate resilient varieties, so that then the country can be able to surmount some of these challenges. So it's a work in progress for sure, and we keep supporting government to innovate.
Yes.
In that respect, the role of FAO is to support government with information.
Yes.
That we are, because FAO is also a knowledge organization, best practices and information that we can deploy or mobilize from whatever else FAO has operated and research to be able to sharpen the policy prescriptions that our government is trying to develop in order to resolve some of the issues you mentioned.
Yeah, so the reason I was asking that question, Sonyal, is because, for example, last year, but end of last year, the Indian government put aside, I think, $7 million as a fund to come through banks to enable Kenyan manufacturers in the agriculture space be able to purchase Indian technology to improve productivity in either farming or essentially in the agriculture food system space. Are we empowering our farmers enough to be able to take this up? For example, someone was to walk into the exhibition and see something which they think would really work for the organization. Are farmers taking up these innovations? We've seen instances where farmers' collectives are now buying things like milk coolers, processing plants, things to value add. For me, the question I'm asking is, have you seen consistent efforts? I know you've said you're working with the ministry to be able to enable farmers be able to take these things up, especially with funds like this available.
Yeah, so first of all, the current president of Kenya visited India about 2 years back, and this was the line of credit which was offered by Indian government. And I think they are making some formalities to take it further. And I think that will really help not only the Indian manufacturers but also the Kenyan farmers, because India offers a good quality at a very reasonable price. So both will definitely benefit the farmers of Kenya, and I hope that this goes very fast so that the advantage can be passed on to the farmers of Kenya at the earliest. I just want to add that this Agritech, we have a innovative youth pavilion where the youth is showcasing the best practices and startups, which is organized by FAO and SMASH Foundation. So there are about 20-25 youth agriculture stakeholders is going to showcase the technology. And this is going to be a different than what we did in the past. So we are very excited about this, how they are showcasing the services or the technology or the product which they made and how they implement in their farm practices. So I'm looking forward to see those kind of technology produced by the youth, and I would like to thank FAO and SMASH Foundation for this support. And I want to see that more and more visitors come to the show and take that advantage to see how they are showcasing.
That would be quite interesting. Are you able to talk to us about what some of those innovations are and what people can look forward to?
Yeah, so see, it's a produce by youth. So let them come and see what exactly they are showcasing. But it's going to be the best practices. How use of technology can give a better production or less wastage. It is going to showcase by them. So I think let's see that live rather than talking here.
Yeah, so you come and
see for yourself. It's a surprise basically. It's a surprise gift for all the visitors coming to the show.
That should be quite interesting. I want to come back to you, Joel, and essentially looking at the conversation around the ACFTA, the Pan-African market. So this huge opportunity for African producers, for Kenyan producers, for producers in the East Africa space to be able to tap into. How do events like this help farmers start to be able to get into this space, especially when you think about best practice across borders, standardization and things like that?
Yeah, you're right. The continent does not trade in itself, with itself. And in agriculture is even worse because of the things you've just mentioned, standards and rules of procedure, trade, the barriers that exist. So these conversations through forums like this help the farmers across the continent to start establishing contacts, knowing what information, what products exist across the border, and how they can use trade channels to actually create business opportunities for themselves and for their counterparts. So this is an opportunity to have B2B conversations, which I think is very important, and contacts. And also for policymakers also to hear the conversations about removing restrictive regimes that stop commodities from crossing one.
Borders, yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of ease, for example, for people to move, but commodities don't move as easily because of legacy restrictions that exist across the borders. So these forums help in giving visibility to those conversations and using media platforms like yourself also to give policymakers a bit of pressure to realize the importance of creating opportunities for trade because of the opportunity we miss, the opportunity cost of not doing so. The continent doesn't make as much money and wealth from trading with itself, which we could, getting bananas from one country, processing it, taking it to another country, getting rights from other country to the other, on the whole regime of comparative advantages because some countries can produce better than the other. So trading is a part of this, and a forum like this helps in strengthening conversations, policy conversations about what countries need to do to resolve
some of these
challenges, and empowering the stakeholders, the partners, when they go back to their countries, to actually push those dialogues through their organizations to get the resolutions made by the politicians in the continent.
So, Sanyal, when you look at the things like COMESA and the like, and he's talked about comparative advantage, countries like Egypt being able to manufacture for most of the rest of Africa, Kenya and East Africa used to play in that space. Do you think using technology we can start to get back into that space where Kenya becomes a place where people can value add for selling onwards into the rest of the continent?
Absolutely, because when we started, it was only 1 or 2 countries showcasing the technology and focusing on Kenya and East Africa. This year, we have more than 8 to 9 country pavilion. We have country pavilion, obviously from India, China, but apart from India and China, we have Iran showcasing, Turkey showcasing, Poland is showcasing, South Korea is showcasing, Netherlands is showcasing. So it clearly shows that even the other countries are focusing on Kenya and East Africa for their technology supply, and obviously this will help the Kenyan stakeholders to have a better production, real quality goods, so they can also export to the different parts of the world. And I think if I see the history of Agritech Africa, I mean we have been very successful in showcasing the technology, as well as those who implemented this technology. We have a lot of success story and case study through Agritech Africa.
You talked about the fact that there's a new material that wasn't there last year, the focus on green. Talk to us about that, why this direction, and of course the sort of potential that it has.
So obviously, I mean, right now, like we are moving also towards the nanotechnology. So there are a lot of products through nanotechnology showcasing by our exhibitors. For example, fertilizer through capsules, the hand drillers, where small scale farmers use in their small farm. So those are the technologies we have requested our exhibitors to bring, and definitely it's going to help a lot. So there are about 10 to 12 different technology, nanotechnology and other technologies which is going to benefit for the small scale farmers. Obviously we have a lot of technology which can be used by the large scale and medium scale farmer as well, but same time we also take care of small scale farmers, how they can use the technology and implement in their farm for better yield.
So we have just about 5 minutes to go. So Joel, I want you to talk to our farmers out there, our youth, and the fact that they mostly will look for high value areas to go into, things with the highest returns, things where they can apply technology efficiently. In the mind of a young person out there who wants to get into this space, maybe attend this event and try and figure out where their livelihood will come from or what area to go into, what would be your advice?
Yes, to the young people of Kenya and the region, DRE, agriculture offers the most cost effective in terms of entry opportunities. The knowledge is there, and the resources, the land resources exist. Small or big, but size is no longer the bottleneck because of technology. So there's a big opportunity for young people to enter into agriculture at various nodes, both from production aggregation, value addition, routes to market, and all the way to the export, where young people can actually participate and create decent jobs for themselves and their families. The event that FU, the side event that FU will be showcasing is to demonstrate how technology, the nexus between technology and young people, how young people can pick, adopt technologies that are modular for them to participate in various agricultural fields, crops, fisheries, livestock and others. For example, urban farming, including things like hydroponics. You can produce crops using water within very small spaces. Aquaponics as well.
Mushroom farming.
Mushroom farming. So it doesn't have to be the traditional tilling of land. There are equipment that you can actually produce a lot of high variable crops, including the traditional vegetables that everybody is now looking for. The middle class is struggling to find agroecologically produced commodities that are healthy, nutritious, but safe. And all the urban areas provide a potential market for these commodities that young people can actually produce and deliver to markets. So there are a lot of opportunities for young people to participate, providing even knowledge through extension services that are electronically driven, where young people are the ones that are actually driving this technology.
Yes, on YouTube and other
YouTube and all that. So there is a huge opportunity for young people to actually integrate in agriculture and generate value for themselves and their families.
Or even at the consumption end, where they become chefs, waiters.
For sure, like if you look at, if I could just mention coffee, for example, young people are firing the demand for the consumption for coffee in the country, but they're actually not making money out of it. So it is possible for a young person to go to the auction, buy 1 bag or 2 bags of coffee that is 60 kgs, there are people providing roasting, milling service. You can actually outsource roasting, milling, and grinding service and packaging, and you retail that coffee to cafes and coffee shops. And also there is an interaction between that farmers, young people can actually.
Well, when you put it like that, quite a bit to think about. Of course, really, as you said, easy to get in because it won't be capital intensive.
I'm sorry, just to add.
Yes.
We also have a 2 days seminar conference organized by FAO SMASH and Ministry of Agriculture, where first day we are going to have a panel discussion, but second day is very important because it's focusing on youth in agriculture. So we have a lot of experts coming and speaking about how youth can be a integral part of agriculture. So it's a full day conference on second day. So I think it's something different which we are doing this year, obviously with the help of these 2 great organizations. And over and above, we have a lot of progressive farmers who wants to have a kind of dealer distributor network. So a lot of international companies are coming here and they want to appoint the dealer distributor network. We are very big. Kenya is a big country, 47 plus counties. So it's opportunity for them to come and take their dealer distributorship, and then it's easy for the farmer of that particular county or that particular area, so that they can also get benefited by the local dealer distributor network.
I've actually seen a situation where one of the international organizations, a company from the Scandinavians, came and appointed a farmer expertise center, essentially center of excellence in the middle of Nyandarua County. One of the local farmers, and now working with FAO and others to train the local farmers and making an income. So I want to give you this opportunity to talk about the conference. Where is it going to be? What are the dates? How do people get there? And essentially what to expect as we close.
So conference, basically exhibition is for 3 days, starting from 11th of June, ending on 13th. And 11th and 12th, we have a dedicated conference. The entry is absolutely free. You just have to register, go to our website and register as a delegate. Or if you don't want to do that, just come to the exhibition center in KICC and just register yourself as a delegate. Because we want to educate the stakeholders and the farmers of Kenya.
Yes.
So there is no charge. Entry is completely free for exhibition as well as to attend the conference. And it's very easy process to enter. And as I said, that first day we have a lot of international speakers and the domestic speakers going to have a panel discussion, and second day we are going to talk only on youth in agriculture.
So then 30 seconds for each of you to share your last thoughts in terms of when you think about opportunities like this. A lot of people might not think that this could be the turning point in their life. Joel, from where you sit, what sort of opportunity, how should people be treating this event in terms of thinking about it, and what you touched on, especially the fact that this can be the launch of something interesting for you as a business?
Technology is the critical thing, that innovation that will drive change in agriculture. If you look at the challenges that exist, traditional model as dependent on traditional forms of farming, large pieces of land, manual labor,
yes,
and many other things that have changed to date. So this opportunity, this conversation that is happening from tomorrow through this, is really to bring technology into agriculture, to show that the innovations that scientists have made to make it possible to produce agricultural commodities using technologies that are modular, cost-effective, and produce more with less. So this is an opportunity for every entrepreneur, old and young, to come and see how they can use technology to improve their production and productivity.
Yes, Anyal, 30 seconds.
Yeah, so the theme is improving farmers' income through technology and innovation. I strongly believe seeing is believing.
Yes.
So come,
and
see the technology, implement in your farm, and grow together.
Okay, indeed, seeing will be believing from all these young farmers. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for taking the time. Really interesting conversation, and of course, this is the second time we've had this quite a bit of growth. Then congratulations on the 10 years as well. And for us, unfortunately, because we are out of time, that's why we want to close this conversation. It has been a blast. My name is Peter Wakaba. The news continues in Swahili, but of course do make the time to go to the Kenyatta International Conference Center for that exhibition. From us, it is Kwaheri ya kuonana. We'll see you again same time tomorrow.
Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Farm Kenya, brought to you by Fugo.